Well, thank you everyone for coming along today. It's been a little while in the making and I finally got there with it all. And really the main goal today is to give as many of you as possible some basic fundamental information that's going to kick your business forward. And also you might be able to, start 2022, can't believe I'm saying that number, off in a really, really good way. So I'll get started. So for those who don't know me, I am the founder and marketing director at Hunter Marketing Co. Now, Hunter Marketing Co is a boutique marketing and brand agency in Brisbane. We help confused and overwhelmed small business owners who need a lot of support, but really need an effective roadmap to marketing success. Some of you who do know me know that I've been in the industry for over 20 years in various varied roles, and I've worked with some iconic Australian brands and have worked in the global arena as well. So I am an accomplished marketer. I have and do commit to helping businesses learn the critical and simple marketing and brand foundations that attract the right customers to your business, so then you can increase your revenue. And I'm very passionate about supporting good people in business as well. So people who are looking to cultivate opportunities for themselves and are ready to make change with their marketing. And I've been where you are in business. I've made mistakes, but I've always found marketing solutions to make sure that my own brand grows and thrives. So what we'll cover off today, and I'll try to run through it reasonably quickly because there is a lot to cover. Like as I was creating this, I realized there's so much that I could be including today. So I've tried to cut it down to the most essential things that you need to know right now. Obviously, I'll go through the 5 biggest marketing mistakes that small businesses make. So I'll do that one by one and then provide you some advice around those. I do have a bonus mistake that I'll share with you that I'm sure you can learn from. And there is a very special offer at the end. So please stick around to that because it is something that I won't be offering anytime soon. So this is a good chance for you to jump on that if you are at the point of needing that. Also, you'll have the chance at the end to ask any of your burning questions about marketing or branding. So today I aim to just help you as much as I can within the short time frame that we have. So what are the biggest marketing mistakes that small businesses make? You may resonate with some of this as we go along, and I will ask you a couple of questions here and there, so feel free to put them in the comments section. So a huge mistake that businesses make is that they actually don't have a marketing plan and they haven't set a marketing budget for themselves. You might have heard the term failing to plan means that you're planning to fail. Small businesses don't have a rock solid marketing plan, have a high rate of failure. It's as simple as that. There's so many businesses that fail in the first couple of years in business, and this is one of the biggest reasons for that. So if you're not actually taking any action in your business in terms of marketing, it's most likely that you're feeling confused and you just don't know what to do. This can be so damaging for your business. And you probably just don't know where to start with it. You don't know, like you might have done a little bit of research here and there, but you don't know the basics. You don't know where to start. So that, causes you an issue as well. A lot of businesses are kind of lucky up until a point with sales, but that doesn't last forever. Okay, so your pipeline will most likely dry up at some point in time. So I'd be interested to know how many of you actually do have a marketing plan. I know I've worked with some of these, so you should, which is awesome. But for those of you who I haven't worked with, I'd love to know. So what you should be doing instead, you should be reaching out to a marketing expert. They can bring so many new ideas that you haven't thought about, and they do give you a different perspective. They can look at your business objectively. Sometimes we can't as business owners. So that's another good reason why you should be asking an expert for help. And then work collaboratively with them to map out your goals and how you go about achieving them. Every single business needs a marketing plan. There's no doubt about it. It's the best starting point for your business, and it's a critical investment for you to grow and succeed. Now, when you do create a marketing plan, it's really important to set aside a marketing budget so you know how much you need to spend to get return on investment. Generally, your budget should be 9 to 12% of your revenue. I know that might sound a little bit high, for some of you, but that's the reality of it. And also be specific when you're listing out all of the marketing activities that you're going to be engaging in. What do they cost? Add all of that up and then you'll work out your overall budget. So think about what that could be, marketing collateral, your social media, advertising, networking events, things like that. And don't forget to include the tech side of it. What are the software tools that are going to help you get that return on investment as well? Sometimes we forget about that. Now, mistake number 2, you're trying to sell to absolutely everyone. That's a huge mistake that new small businesses make. I think businesses that have been doing this for a couple of years or so tend to realize that you can't do that. But at the beginning of a business, when you're starting out, that is a common mistake. Now, when it comes to marketing, you need to narrow down your target. You need to understand who your real ideal customer is. So you can, use messaging and marketing approaches that reach them directly. If you haven't identified your niche, then you've got a real problem. Your marketing just won't be successful. You're really setting yourself up to fail. And targeting to the masses or targeting to a group that you just have a gut feeling about without looking at real data, it means that you're driving up your marketing costs and decreasing sales, essentially. And that could be in a really significant way. So that's another reason why you just can't be taking that broad approach, and it's not going to reach anyone, really. So what you should be doing instead, really consider who needs your product and service by doing your research first. Spend time getting to understand why your customers want to buy from you. What is it, the problem that you're trying to solve? Why are they coming to you? How did they find you in the first place? So gather that data by sending customers or potential customers a survey. Marketing efforts can be shifted to match the results that you get from that actual survey itself. If you target your ideal buyer, you'll absolutely maximize your marketing budget and you'll attract more and more of those ideal customers into your business. Once you've collected that data, you'll know who your ideal customer is. And it's now about digging deeper and creating a customer avatar. Now, some of you who are on this call, that this is the starting point that when I work with my clients, this is where we begin our process. That's why it's really important to create the avatar to understand your customer in more depth. And I'll give you an example of what that looks like. Now, this is very, very basic, and you can actually create an avatar with a picture of what your ideal customer actually looks like, whether it's a female or male, and you go into the detail of who they are. So you can understand their demographics, how old they are, what they do, their income, because obviously income plays a part on their spending capacity and how they spend as well. What's their current situation? Are they a single person? Do they have a family? That has a greater impact on how they spend their money as well. Their interests and activities. Now, this plays a part in terms of, how much time they're spending on social media. What are they looking at on social media? What is the type of content they're looking at on social media? What platforms do they use? And how are they accessing that content? If you understand where they are, that's how you can target them. And that's how you can communicate with them. Their traits and behaviors. So do they prefer to shop online, or do they like to go to the shops, do the, in real life thing? They might be quite thrifty. They might have a lot of money. It really depends on who your ideal customer is, of course. Now, in terms of key messaging development, this is where pain points really help. So really understanding your avatar really well is that knowing in depth what their pain, like where do they sit? Where does that pain sit for them? What are they feeling frustrated by? And once you know what they're confused about, frustrated by, or how they're feeling, you'll be able to service them better. You'll be able to offer a product or a service that is going to be so helpful, that's going to help solve their problem. So number 3, jumping into marketing activities without a strategy or a plan. So many times I've seen businesses jump without doing some of that really essential marketing foundational work. They don't have a strategy, they don't have a plan, but they go, right, I think I should just do Facebook ads because everyone's doing that and I reckon I'll get some results. It doesn't work like that. Have you seen this before? Have you done this before yourself? Because it really means that you could be wasting a bunch of money and time on activities that just won't work for you unless you've got the understanding of your ideal customer. You know how to communicate with them. It happens so often. So what you should be doing instead is creating that foundational marketing plan to include some really key critical elements, okay? So first up is your SMART objectives. So that is objectives that are specific, that are measurable, are achievable, are realistic for you to achieve, and timely. So put a date on it, put a deadline on it, okay? So you could be setting out a marketing strategy or a plan across 3 months, so you can track how you're going across that 3-month period. Include your values, your mission, your vision, what your company and brand represents, and how you're different. Look at your competitors, see what they're doing in the market. Obviously, your ideal customer avatar and understanding their needs and pain points. And then you can create key messaging and a value proposition that's going to resonate with them. Okay, so your value proposition is how you go about solving your customer's problem and doing it in a way that differentiates you from your competitor. And then list out the activities that are going to best target your customer and with that budget allocation attached. Then once you have done all of that, you can start implementing your activities across a 3-month period and then test, improve those activities, review them, measure them, and do that on an ongoing basis. You want to ensure that you get return on investment. And that is really, in a nutshell, how to go about it, in simple terms, of course. The next mistake a lot of businesses make is not looking at what your competition are doing in the market. If you've got no idea what they're doing in terms of their marketing, you can't separate your own business from them, okay? So this includes direct competitors and indirect competitors. You could be doing the same old thing like other businesses are doing out there. So including advertising the same way, you sound the same, you look the same, you're offering the same product or service, treating your customers the same way. That gets really boring really fast. So you can probably see how this can really hinder your business by doing that. Maybe some of you have fallen into that trap. What you should be doing instead, do your research. Look at your top 3 competitors. See what they're doing, not just on social, but look at their website. See what they're looking like. What does their brand say about them? Do a SWOT analysis. So that is your strengths, your weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So do that on your competitors and then do that on your own business. You'll soon find out how you can differentiate from your competitors. So once you've gotten all of those factors, pull that together and then work out how you are making your product different. How are you making your service different? And then you'll be able to create a unique value proposition. You need to communicate an obvious reason to do business with you instead of your competitors. Educating your customers in a way that defines what you do from your competition, it's going to make it so much easier for your ideal customer to make a buying decision. Failing to recognize the value of your existing customers. I actually just thought about this the other day because I realised I was in the zone for probably a good month and realised that I should have been connecting or reconnecting with my own clients. So it's really important that you do this on an ongoing basis for a few different reasons. You don't want to lose them as clients, obviously, but studies show that if you spend more time acquiring new customers, you're spending 6 times the amount of money by doing that, rather than finding opportunities to cross-selling and upselling to your existing ones. All right. You're likely also to, what I was just saying before about neglecting your existing clients, is that you're not probably giving them the best customer service. Okay. So don't neglect them. Like, reach out to them on a regular basis. And you're also neglecting to build that real genuine and meaningful relationship with your customer if you're not giving that value to them along the way. you can potentially lose revenue, right? So if you're not giving them that attention that they want, they won't feel special. They might not want to do business with you anymore. So make sure you go that extra mile. Okay, so things that you should be doing instead: build those genuine relationships by checking in with them. And the ways you can do this is by just asking them for feedback on your product, your service, how you're servicing them on a regular basis. Find out if they want to hear more from you, or find out if they want something special or a product that's different, or the way you offer your service in a different way. You can create customer loyalty by offering a discounted product or service. Discount it. Discount your product or service when it's their birthday, or just take them out for a coffee. It really goes a long way. And allocate a portion of your marketing budget to customer advocacy and retention. It will propel your brand forward, and in the long run, you'll no doubt get more referrals. And this is across both product companies and service-based companies. This is the extra one that I just want to put in here because branding is very important. I think this is an area that small businesses in particular don't spend enough time on, and they probably just don't understand the reasoning behind having good branding and what it can actually mean for your business over time. Poor brand consistency can actually decrease the trust that you have with a potential customer, and it can ultimately harm your reputation. Your ideal customers won't resonate with your brand if you're not showing up consistently across your marketing channels. So this includes the way your brand looks, feels, and sounds across every platform. So I'm talking about not just online, but in person as well. So it's really, really important that this is consistent and you get it right from the beginning, because it can have a real negative impact on the perception of your brand and company. And it's not just externally. So it's not just for the purpose of getting it right for your customer, but it's also about getting it right internally for employees, suppliers, all that kind of thing. You'll actually repel ideal customers if you don't look professional. It's as simple as that. So if you're looking unprofessional, messy, inconsistent with your messaging and your branding, what does your logo look like compared to your messaging, what you're putting out on social media? If it's not consistent, if it looks like it's all over the place, you won't get a sale. Your customers just won't want to do business with you. What does your brand currently say about your business, do you think? Maybe take a moment and actually have a think about that. So what you should be doing instead. So your company's brand lives in the minds of your customers. It's a collection of impressions, the experience that they have with your company, the relationships a person has with your product or service or company. Your brand ID consists of various elements, okay? So I mentioned logos and language and messaging prior, but it really does include many things, okay? So it's logo, imagery, aesthetic, and language, but it's also, what I haven't included in here is how you're showing up in person, those customer relationships as well, okay? So all of that has to be consistent. So the ways in which you can actually be consistent is doing it across your website, your social media, photography, video, all of your ads, influencer marketing, review sites, email marketing. It's basically everything, okay? And making sure that you're conveying the same brand identity elements across your channels leads to that brand consistency. So I just want to say, and I don't know the current view that many of you have on marketing, whether you think that it's just something that you should spend, here and there to make some sales when you really need it, but really you should be looking at it as a long-term investment, because it really will drive your long-term growth. Now, before I get into the opportunity for you guys to ask me some questions, I just wanted to find out if this actually resonated with you today. Are you sick of feeling confused and frustrated with your marketing? You have today, we've got something special I mentioned earlier that we wanted to share with you. If you've been wanting to work with us for a little while, our pricing, we do say that we're certainly not the cheapest, but that's for a reason. I've got 20 plus years experience. My team are highly experienced. We deliver exceptional service, and in how we deliver things. But we recognise that small businesses don't have big budgets. So that's why I've spent the time these last few months creating a really special program that is accessible for small businesses. It's a practical 6-week program, which I'll talk about in detail. But essentially, it's for small business owners and startups that need simple yet effective a roadmap to marketing success. And we've done it in a way that's highly practical, where you're learning, but you're also creating your own strategy and your own marketing plan. So what we've done is we've actually translated our proven in-person offer, which is around the 6K mark, to an online coaching program that will help your business grow and thrive. We're your biggest supporters. I've got a lot of my clients on this call, so that kind of, tells a story that we have been able to deliver things really successfully. And we just want businesses to be the best they can be. And if we're there supporting them and we have their backs, then that makes us feel good. So we are really here to support you through. And it's an exciting chance for small businesses to be part of an exclusive course that we've never, ever offered before. So if you are interested, and of course, I'm not doing a hard sell here, please, everybody. This is not how I do business. Most of you will know that. It's merely the opportunity to talk about something if you really need this in your business right now. The 6-week program, we deliver on all of these things. So it's building and positioning your business the right way and with meaning. You get to understand, obviously, the principles behind creating that ideal customer avatar so you can increase sales, conversions, and revenue. You learn the foundational step-by-step process that gets rid of all the confusion that you have about marketing and that overwhelm. You get to create, with me, I'll support you through this course, is a really clear and easy to follow marketing action plan. You'll get personal access to me on a weekly basis, and weekly training modules that are delivered over Zoom. Obviously, that's me delivering, and you're learning as you go along while you're creating your easy to follow marketing plan week by week. And you have the ability to connect and collaborate with a new network of like-minded people in our exclusive community. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about that today. The offer that we're offering just today only is an upfront payment or the 3 monthly payment option. But if you sign up within the next 48 hours, I'm actually giving a strategy session to anybody that wants to do that. Now, doors close Friday 29th of October, so you do have a little bit of time to think about it, but not too much longer. And the course starts Monday, the 1st of November. So it's just before Christmas hits, and then it's really setting you up for success in 2022. So that's all I have to say about that. And I do want to have a chat to you about anything that you want to talk about today, anything that you need to know. Love to help you. This is what it's all about for me today. So I am here and would love to hear any questions that you may have. Yep, Sarah?
I don't have any questions, Kristy. That sounded fantastic, though.
Thank you. No worries at all. Anybody else want to dig a little bit deeper into what I was talking about, or wanting to have some questions answered about your own business at the moment, what you might be struggling with, any tips that I can give? I'm happy to do that today.
Kristy, I just had a quick question.
Yes.
With there being so many social media platforms,
yes,
are there any sort of platforms you would recommend staying away from? I ask because I know we've got professional platforms like LinkedIn, and then you've got platforms like Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. If you're wanting your business to portray that high professional level, should you remove yourself from the more social, family, chatty type places? It's
more about where your ideal customer is sitting. Where are they hanging out? And if they are, say, hanging out on TikTok, are they actually looking for business-related stuff, or are they just sitting there to have a bit of fun and be entertained? So it's really about understanding their behaviour on those platforms as well. So if you're from a professional, like, you know, if you're wanting to position the business really professionally, and I would actually just stick to what you know works at the moment. There's a lot of things happening on TikTok, and there's other new platforms coming up, but a lot of that, it's kind of that nice shiny gold thing that people get attracted to because it's a new platform. Oh, I should jump into it. Not necessarily. I would stick to what you know and what works. Just because it's a new platform doesn't mean you should necessarily be on it. I would just take the time to do your research and ask your ideal customer what they're doing on social media, what platforms do they use and why do they use it, what content are they seeking, how are they using it, digging a bit deeper into that rather than, trying out the new thing.
Great. And just one last question. You mentioned branding, how important branding is.
Yeah.
So how would you rate like your website? Obviously, it's going to be based on what your business is about, but I've seen some pretty horrific websites out there, and
does it put you off? Does it put you off looking at it?
It makes me go, wow, you know, does anyone look at this, and how old is this, and why are they keeping themselves in touch with what's going on? So in a marketing strategy method of what you're talking about when you spoke about avatars and branding, would you put that website within that equation? You know,
absolutely. Your website is your biggest and greatest asset. People will always do their research, and it's usually the first point that they look at when they do their research. It's either your website or your social media platforms. So it's so important, that first impression. If you're not looking professional, if you're not saying the right thing straight away, people are going to bounce off pretty quickly. So it's really, really important to make sure that your website is branded well, and that, as I said, it doesn't just mean a nice logo or nice imagery. The words need to connect as well, and it needs to resonate with your ideal customer.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kim. Anyone else have any questions?
Hi, Kristy.
Hi, Mona. How you going?
Good, how are you?
Great, thanks.
Thanks for that. One of my current challenges, it kind of is, I don't know if it's imposter syndrome or marketing kind of thing.
Yeah.
When I'm seeing brands that are doing what I'm doing and then doing it really well, and there's that fine line of going, okay, I want to, the positive outlook is I want to aspire towards getting there and how I'm putting a strategy together. Yeah. But then back of your head, there's that kind of thing of, I'm not there yet. And
I understand that. Yeah. And I think the thing to understand, Mona, is that everyone's business has started at a different point in time. Everyone's business has a different budget behind them. Everyone has their own set of objectives, and you are always going to be different, always. And so I think instead of comparing what you're doing with others, that's why you should be focusing on developing your own marketing plan and just sticking to your own path, working out how you're different in the market, talking about how you're different in the market. What a lot of people don't do is talk about who they are as a business and a brand, and that's what your ideal client is attracted to. So focus on your own path, and you'll get there in time.
Yeah. It's hard when you're sitting on social media and you just...
Don't do that. Don't do it. You can't. I think allocate a certain amount of time doing your research, absolutely, but don't keep going and looking back. Don't look sideways all the time. Just keep on your own path.
Yeah.
And I think a good thing is to review what your competitors are doing, maybe every 6 months, rather than every day flicking through, your Instagram or whatever. Just be more structured about it, and that will help you, I think, and be more
intentional.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
No, you're right. I was doing that like 6 months ago. I was just like, unfollow anyone that too much noise, and then
Yeah.
Go into the social media rabbit hole where it just keeps going.
Absolutely. And it's so easy to do. It is, like, we all do it, you know. Maybe just try to be more regimented about it. Yeah.
Good advice. Thanks.
No worries. Anyone else? Jerry, I know you have a question.
Kristy, I'm pretty happy with all. I might give you a call a little bit later today. I'd love to catch up about maybe a one-on-one session.
Absolutely. Yep. Sounds great. Sounds fantastic. All right, guys. Well, if nobody else has any other questions, happy to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate you making the effort out of your day to come and join me. And I hope you have. I know a lot of this I've covered with a lot of you in the past. It just serves as a really good refresher for us sometimes to just have a good think about what we're currently doing and how we can potentially improve along the way. So thank you very much and appreciate you being here, and I'll catch up with you all very soon, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Bye.